What's up guys, I'm Huck and you're watching AMD Garage. Today we're going to be installing some new LED tail lights on my 85 GMC. These are bright like a modern car. They have a sequential feature to get people's attention, and even without the high stoplight that most trucks have, this will get me the visibility I want at night. Doesn't matter how loud your hot rod is if people can't see you at night. So the great part about changing out these lights is it's super simple. You just need a T15 Torx and a Phillips head screwdriver. Ow. It wouldn't be a Huck upgrade if I don't bleed. Alright, so now, as you can see, the original plugs will screw right into the factory style holes in the backing plate. So you are going to use the two big plugs. You're not going to use the little side marker plug, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in there just to fill the hole, just to hold it there. So one thing to note, we do recommend putting an LED flasher relay in the truck. That's up under the dash. I've already done that. It just replaces the factory one. It plugs in, screws into the floor for ground. That's good to go. Some trucks that will work by itself and fix your hyper flash. Some trucks it will not. There's no rhyme or reason for it. So just to guarantee that I'm not going to have that problem, I already installed these 50 ohm resistors, and that way it guarantees me I won't have hyper flash. These are just Scotch locked into your power wire and your ground wire. You can solder them, that technically is the better way to do it, but these Scotch locks work just fine in my experience. The 50 ohm resistor will slow the flash down and keep it from hyper flashing really fast. So I've already gone ahead and done that, so now we're going to put the backing plate on. Oh, and one other thing to note about the resistor, make sure it's tucked back in here in the bedside. And these get really hot, so try to keep them away from any wires that are going to directly sit on it. It's not a big problem, but they do get hot. So I've got mine tucked down in the bedside so it's up against metal. Won't be a problem. These can be a little finicky to get in, so just be patient. There we go. So the backing plate screws on just like factory, 4 holes or 4 screws into the bedside. It can be a little tricky to find the little clips they go in, but you'll get it. And just like anything else, kind of leave them loose until you get all of them in. That way you can shift the backing plate around as needed. That's what I'm talking about. That one won't go in. Alright, so now we put the lens on. So the lens it's a 56 LED brake and tail light and a 12 LED reverse light. And these do give you the option to be a regular taillight with just one flash or one brake light, or a sequential set. So the little switch back here on the back side, that lets you change from regular taillight to sequential. Leave up is sequential, but we're gonna throw it in and see. So the black and white is your reverse. The black, white, and red is your brake and turn signal. This yellow wire is optional. If your truck has all the factory wiring intact, you won't need this. This is just in case wiring has been botched, somebody's messed with the rear harness, whatever, and you need to run new wiring to your lights. That's what that's for. So we're not going to use that. I'm just going to tuck it away, bend it back on itself, and we're good. So these just go into the factory sockets like a factory bulb does. And they just go in and twist. Now they do give you new stainless Phillips head screws. I still have my original Torx head screws. I'm going to reuse these because I like Torx. We're going to throw one in it, and then we're going to test and see which setting the brake lights are on. And we'll throw two. All right. Yeah, so that's sequential. Oh, glad I didn't sit on the... All right, so you saw how they function as a turn signal and as a brake light in sequential. If you don't want that, put that little switch on the back side down, and it'll just flash the one time when you step on the brakes or turn the turn signal on. I like the sequential. I've had a bunch of Mustangs. That used to be a Mustang thing. I know you guys are gonna hate that, but I like sequential stuff. Fun fact, the first sequential taillight that I'm aware of was on a Thunderbird. So we'll finish putting these in now, and we'll be done with this side. Also, full disclosure, I can't test the reverse light for you right now. I put a T56 manual in this truck last year and have yet to wire up the reverse lights. But I have seen these and they're very bright. This doesn't seem to be happy. Oh, that's why. I have the wrong backing plate.
The like right one or something?
Yep.
That's funny.
Okay kids, this is why we test fit before you crank down on the hardware. I have the wrong backing plate. I put the right hand on the left, so we got to change that. It says right hand. That's how you know. Okay, so before you do any of this, make sure you have the right side for the backing plate, so you don't have to do it twice. They also fit a lot better when you put them in the right spot. That should have been my clue earlier. I had to force this thing back a little farther than I thought it should go. Yeah, so if you get to this point and you're having to force that back in the bedside, you probably have the wrong backing plate, and especially when you put the lens up here, if it ends up sticking a long way away from the bedside, then you know you got something wrong. There, that's better. And again, just take your time, sneak up on things, put your screws in just a few turns to start with. Make sure it's all gonna line up the way it should. And don't be scared if you have a screw that goes in at an angle. A lot of the factory ones did. This one is. It's not a big deal. All right, now that we've got our screws started, we're gonna wiggle the light around, get it all the way back up against the backing plate and that foam gasket. And you can kind of peek in here and see if the bosses on the back of the light are touching the black part of the backing plate. That will also tell you if you're good to go. We're almost there. This one's gonna have to be snuck in with the screw, but just go slow when you're tightening these screws. You don't want to hear anything cracking. There we go. Little at a time. It'll suck itself into the bedside. And also just be careful when you're tightening the hardware. You'll start to feel it tighten up. There's no need to cinch down on it really, really hard, especially if you're using a small ratchet like I am. Be careful with the force, because if you cram those down in there too hard, you do risk cracking the lens. We don't want to do that. So let me turn the lights on and test it one more time, make sure nothing came loose or got messed up, and we should be good. Yeah, see how bright those are? So much better than a factory light. All right, so that does it for the left-hand tail light. You can see how much brighter that is over a factory light, a huge upgrade. So we're good on this side, and now we're gonna go film the other side in vertical for social media.
I was gonna ask you to do that. I was like, that would be so cool.